Morning.
First off, you and Sean are the first three-time captains in Penn State history, from what we're told. Can you just kind of share some thoughts on what that means?
Yeah, like it's a tremendous honor. Being nominated by my peers, my teammates, and the coaching staff, strength staff, or whatnot. Every time I walk in this building, I'm just extremely blessed to be in the position I am and to be able to lead, such a great group of guys. So.
John Sauber, and then Tobias Wilborn, you'll be on deck.
Morning, Jonathan. How has the transition to linebacker been for you? And do you feel like that position suits your skill set more?
Yeah, throughout training camp, I've been kind of getting a lot of reps at the nickel, in our dollar position, in our dollar package or whatnot. So, being able to, just kind of show my versatility and play in the box is something that obviously, I'm real comfortable with. And I think it's been going well so far. So anything I can do to help the team, I'm willing to do.
Tobias Wilborn, and then we'll come to David Ecker. You'll be on deck.
Hey, Jonathan, thanks for the time, brother.
No problem.
Man, so yesterday, Coach had mentioned about how the players rank themselves within the system and how it's pretty much accurate to where the coaches rank them. Explain to me, like, how that helps you guys be accountable and honest with each other when it comes to how you're playing.
Yeah, it's just something that we do here, to make sure that, obviously everyone's on the same page. It just goes back to honesty and trust. So it kind of reiterates that. And I think it makes us closer together in a way, just the fact that we can be open with each other like that.
David Ecker, and then Joe Giuliano, you'll be on deck.
Hey, Jonathan, I hope you're doing well. Just wanted to ask you a little bit about Curtis Jacobs. We just had Jaquan on, and he was talking about his speed there at that Sam spot. I'm wondering, how important is it, in your system to have a guy with that kind of athleticism to play in that role? What does that do for you guys? Thanks.
Yeah, it's extremely important. Offenses nowadays are spreading it out a lot. So having a guy there who's athletic, can move in space is real crucial. So I think he's going to do a great job for us this year. I'm really excited about that.
Joe Giuliano, and then Mark Brennan, you'll be on deck.
Good morning, Jonathan. Obviously, being a three-time captain means that, the people admire your leadership skills. What are the factors that go into being a good leader?
Yeah, I think that, just being consistent, just having a strong work ethic and leading by example in your actions or whatnot. So I feel like just coming in every day and being consistent and being someone who the guys can look up to is something that's extremely important.
Mark Brennan, and then Audrey Snyder, you'll be on deck.
Jonathan, you kind of made a name for yourself earlier in your career on special teams. Who are some of the younger guys who maybe we haven't seen who are sticking out to you on those units, as the gunners and coverage guys and that sort of thing? Thanks.
Yeah, we got a decent amount of guys, who have been getting a lot of reps. Practice has been going well. I'm excited to see what our guys do in the games, and we'll see come as week one, who really steps up and starts making plays on special teams from our young guys. So
Audrey Snyder, and then we'll come back to Tobias Wilborn.
There we go. I'm assuming this is a given. I want to make sure I'm correct, though. You're keeping the number 0 after being awarded it last year. Is that the case?
So it's actually an annual decision.
Okay.
So it's not assumed that the same person's going to get it, but I got it again this coming year. It was announced last week. So it's an annual, and I was blessed to, receive it again.
Did your teammates vote on that, or how did that go?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a predominantly, I'm pretty sure it's the coaches or whatnot. Like, we don't cast in ballots or anything like that. So I think it has a lot to do with like a mixture of the coaching staff, strength staff, and then academic staff.
Tobias Wilborn, and then we'll come back to Joe Giuliano.
There's several guys who played with you guys last year, and obviously the freshmen who haven't experienced the Big Ten atmosphere. What kinds of conversations have you had with them about what it's going to be like on Saturday?
Yeah, we try to prep our guys during practice, with the loudspeakers and whatnot. And they already know. I mean, most of the guys who haven't experienced that last year, obviously they came to games, as high school recruits. So they know what to expect, and we try to prepare not only them, but obviously, the rest of the team with how we practice and whatnot with the speakers and blaring it out during team periods. So.
Joe Giuliano.
Yes, Jonathan, piggybacking off of Nebias's question, what do you guys know about Wisconsin, about the kinds of crowds they have there, about the jump around thing they do at the end of the third quarter? What have you learned about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that everyone here in the program is aware, that there's going to be a lot of people at that game, probably 90,000 plus. We're prepared for that. It's not the first time we played in such a crowd like that. But we're prepared, with the tradition they have, that jump around, we know what they're about. We're just going to stick to what we do and just prepare for them as we would anyone else.
Tyler Donahue.
Jonathan, we just heard some really strong, assessment of Keaton Ellis from Jaquan Brisker. I'm curious what you've seen from Keaton making the move over from cornerback, and generally how you think he can impact this defensive backfield in 2021.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Keaton. He's a guy who came from the corner position, so he brings a lot of ball skills and good instincts with him. I'm excited to see what he has to do this year. He's been playing really well this past fall camp, so I'm excited for what Keaton has to bring to the table for sure.
Mark Brennan, and then we'll come back to Joe Giuliano.
Jonathan, could you give us a rough breakdown of how much time you spent practicing with the secondary and how much with the linebackers? I know when we've been there, we've seen you a lot with the linebackers, but can you just let us know what that's been like through camp?
Yeah, it kind of varied on which day, honestly. But I've got good reps at linebacker, good reps at safety. So it kind of depended on the day or whatnot. But I would say that, I got a good enough amount of reps at both spots to be comfortable going into week one. So
Joe Giuliano.
Jonathan, Wisconsin has a strong quarterback returning in Mertz, and the running game is picking up behind that fabulous offensive line they usually have. What do you know about the Wisconsin offense that concerns you the most?
They're a group of guys, who play hard. They have great size to them. So we just gotta, obviously match that intensity and, just play full 4 quarters, and we'll be fine.
John Passanant.
Hey, Jonathan, good morning. Appreciate the time.
Morning.
I wanted to ask about the impact of Brent Pry. He's been at Penn State now for 8 years. He's maybe not seen everything there is to see in the Big Ten, but pretty close to it. Just can you speak to kind of the impact that he's had on the defense and on you, especially if you got to work with him directly a lot, and kind of how he's helped you become a better player?
Yeah, Pry's a guy with such great amount of wisdom. He's been in this Big Ten conference for a long time. He's been a part of Penn State for a long time. He's had the opportunity to coach a lot of great players. So being in his meeting rooms and working with him on the field as well, I was able to pick up a lot of great wisdom, just about the game, playing within the box or whatnot. So, Pry he's a great coach, and it was an honor, obviously, to be working with him.
Audrey Snyder.
Jonathan, I asked Brisker the same thing as well, but the tackling early last season from the defense was problematic, and Coach Pry really talked to us a lot about that. Have you seen anything this preseason to suggest that it's going to be better out of the gate?
Yeah, no doubt. We tackling something that we practice on every single day. Before practice, before we get into the team periods and whatnot, we have a little circuit called hunger drills. And, everyone on the defense breaks up into 3 groups, and, we go through a bunch of tackling, ball disruption, drills like that. So we take pride in tackling. We work on it a lot. So, yeah.
Audrey, we'll come back to you.
There we go. Just going off of that too. I mean, the other thing last year, takeaways, that was a big thing that came up, and you guys wanted to get your hands on more footballs.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that has that changed this preseason? Have you seen an increase in practices or?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. So our takeaway goal is 3 takeaways a game. So we try to reach that every single practice, and we've reached that decent amount of times this training camp, obviously with the drills we've been doing with the hunger drills and the ball disruption. So it was kind of cool to see that translate to the way we've been practicing.
Tyler Donahue.
Jonathan, Jair and Jaquan played together at junior college. I know you're aware of this, but is that something that you can pick up on, just kind of the chemistry between those two players? Communication is so important at safety. Is that just something that those two have because of the past experience?
Yeah, I would say so. As soon as Jair, stepped on campus, him and Brisker obviously knew each other previously. So the connection is real strong. I would say the connection is strong between everyone in the safety room right now. We're a close-knit group. When we go out there, try to do our best every single day and get better and challenge each other. So it's been good.
David Eckert, and then we'll come back to Tyler Donahue.
Yeah, Jonathan, I just wanted to follow up on that takeaways goal. Is that something that's new? Have you guys been doing that previously, or is that a new thing for you?
No, it's something that we've always done. Our takeaway goal has always been 3 or more.
Tyler Donahue, and then Max Ralph.
Jonathan, I'm going to continue to pick your brain on that safeties room. 2 of the younger players that Brisker and Anthony Poindexter mentioned to us last week or 2 weeks ago were Tyler Rudolph and also Jalen Reed. Can you talk about each of those guys separately and kind of what they've done to give an indication of what their future looks like?
Yeah. So Jalen Reed's a guy who stepped on campus this summer, and he put his head down. He's been working, making plays on the football as well. So I'm real excited about his work ethic and his demeanor and the way he approaches the game. Tyler Rudolph as well. He's a guy who comes out of practice. He works hard, and he tries to pick our brains a lot, especially the older safeties in the room, and how he could better his game and whatnot. So I'm excited about them both. Great, strong work ethic, and just a want to get better. So I'm excited about them both.
Max Ralph.
Hey, Jonathan, thanks for your time. You were talking about the closeness of the safety room, and we've heard a lot the past couple of days about, the chemistry between this entire team. How have you kind of seen that develop over the offseason, and how can that help you bounce back from last year?
Yeah, so with last year, with COVID and everything, we missed out on spring ball and, a majority of our summer workouts. So I think that this year we really, took advantage of being together, for the whole winter, whole spring and whole summer. And it kind of pushed us close together because you don't really understand what you have till it's taken away. And last year it was kind of taken away from us. So this year, we really capitalized on that and took advantage of being around each other every single day. So.
Mark Brennan.
Jonathan, obviously, people saw a lot of Kalen King in the spring, especially in those open games. But what can you tell us about Kobe King? We haven't seen quite as much of him.
Yeah, Kobe King, he's a guy, he's real physical. He's athletic as well, has great size to him. I'm excited for his future. I'm excited. He just has to continue working and then just getting familiar with the defense. Obviously the linebacker position, there's a lot of things like from the mental standpoint of the game. So once he gets more comfortable, with our plays and our schematics, I think he'll be really good.
Any further questions for Jonathan? I have no hands raised in the chat. Awesome. Looks like we got one more in there. Tyler, you'll have the last question.
Snuck that one in. Jonathan, if I could ask about that fellow 3-time team captain and Sean Clifford. He's experienced the highs and lows for sure during his career. Are you getting any kind of different vibe? He told us he feels like he's a new version of himself. You picking up any of that heading into his 3rd season as your starter?
Most definitely. Just the way that Sean's been approaching this, the way he started in the winter to the spring to the summer, real consistent. And I'm really excited for what he's going to show y'all. I'm really excited. You know, he's ready. Obviously, we all have a chip on our shoulder from last year, so I'm just excited to get after it week 1.
Jonathan, thanks so much. Everyone, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thank you, guys.